Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sunless Skies. This is Genial RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we go to the back to the most serene mausoleum, because we have to deliver some crockery basically, and also hopefully not get shot out of the sky, because we do get a little bit of that every once in a while. But more importantly, we are gonna find new places. We have some locations. Speaking of which, I probably should do this. We have some and it should buy more supplies. Some locations. Oh, we have a thing. I know what you are. You can't fool me. That's just more of the horrific things that we can get. Yeah, we have some locations on our way over here because we came from London. But I don't really. I didn't really get them because I was sort of in a hurry to get here before the end of last episode, and I didn't. So here we are in the Kensington station, not crashing against anything. So good that I am. I could suppose fix some of my terror. The macabre counselor's afternoon teas at the most serene mausoleum are notorious for their sepulchral decor and clinical dissection of political events. She insists on appropriately somber tableware to accompany them, and if a single saucer is chipped, she replaces the entire set. Her staff requires 3 sets of nostalgic crockery in case of future breakages. The mausoleum lies to the northwest. Sorry, you know where it is, and I'm gonna sell that. And the doddery butler painstakingly counts out the payment. The counselor is grateful, he whizzes, and hands it over with a receipt of goods. Later, you realize he also accidentally gave you something else. Or not. No, he did, actually. One invitation to Perdurance. I haven't been to Perdurance. I want to go to Perdurance. Should I buy those? Probably should, but I'm not gonna. I mean... yeah, I'm not gonna. So there it is. We have Pain of... oh. Yeah, I could also buy those. Just buy a couple more of that. Yeah, this is a brave new land, and I have no idea. Oh, port report. Can I? I can indeed. The most serene mausoleum is, if not the heart of her renewed majesty's domain, then at least its pulmonary valve. The most serene mausoleum endures. The catacombs grow as the necropolis line brings more bodies for burial. Traders bring fresh hours into the mausoleum, endowments from the empress for the deathless interred in their vaults. Plans are in motion to add a new chapel to the nave, while the death... oh, didn't I think I got that before. So, we can cure... Gonna go back to the Deathless. What am I gonna need? You need a favor from one of the Deathless interred in the mausoleum. Didn't I have one of those already? Let's approach the Deathless. Speak with the engraved mourner. I did that already. That's the hot statue. Yeah, I don't need that. I think we're out. Okay, off we go. Please don't crash against things. And definitely not going there, because that's a horror, and nobody wants horrors. I certainly don't. My terror, I have nightmares already. It's just, you can keep it. So we are going potentially that way. Sure. See if I don't crash against anything. And we're going... actually, I was saying that we're going back to... no, don't abandon it. No. Ugh. Oh! I have a way of fixing that. That's great. I like that way. That's a nice way. So, yeah, what you saw there was me not knowing what I was clicking for some reason. I do that from time to time. Wait, anyway, my point is we need to go to places. I don't really know that Clockwork Sun, I don't really know that I'll do this, but at least I know where things are. So this is the southeast of London. That's fair enough. We could go to London again. There's something over there. Okay. Oh, tell me. It resets all the things? Oh, that's a shame. That really shouldn't be the case, actually. Well, I know it resets stuff, but... yeah. Your scout reports a successful expedition. And we have been here before. I am gonna go close to that. Here, the sky has the hush of country graveyards. There's a lot of places around here that have those hushes. So, because I want to go to London, that's probably a dead end. So I'm not gonna go that way. Let's go this way instead. Not a dead end, that's probably, you know, you can't go anywhere. Let's see, what do we get? Nothing. Your scout has nothing to report. Terrible little guy. Okay, just don't crash against things. That's a thing to crash against. Please, lays. Oh, there's many things to crash against. And this does look like a new area. Or anyway, one that we didn't completely explore before. There's things out here. That might be a good sign. Nope, it's on the background. Okay, there's a... yeah. No, Nunark's Feast. And also cannon fire. And also a thing that I can loot. Because we also found a port. What's that? Oh, that's the relay, of course. We also found a port somewhere in here. I thought it was over there. And that's something that I kind of wish hadn't disappeared. Vacant buildings prickled with chimneys and empty as an executioner's heart. But we can't do anything with that. Also, I see you. A Star-Seared explorer. I'm very good at this. Oh, it doesn't like me. Oh, it got me. Oh, it's back. The sound of the bells was a little bit weird. It is still a little bit weird. I have no idea where it went. I'm very good at this. We're going down. I'm making noise. Oh, if you do it like that, you're gonna crash. Or you're gonna hit me. Yep. Did you shoot yourself? Man, these guys are tough. There we go. The engine has ventured into sunless wastes and spent too long under the cold, searing light of distant stars, which burned all reason from its crew. And I can search oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scavenge for parts, because I am terrible with materials. And also, my horror is not in a very good condition. So I'm gonna scavenge for parts. The Explorer is beyond repair, as are its crew. Or is its crew, but perhaps something might be salvageable. Gain hull and terror, that's where it came from, yeah. The crew work hastily. There are mistakes. Fortunately, none of the wounds are serious. Trembling, bruised, and quiet, they return, bearing plates of wood and metal. They'll keep you in the sky a little longer. They will, and I'm beginning to think that this place is nothing like the Reach. The Reach is peaceful and nice and amazing. This place is just death. All over the place. And I need to go to London. I mean, I don't need to go to London. There's something here. Oh, that's what I saw. Right. That's what I wanted to see as well, or where I wanted to go before. Will I gain, or will I lose terror? The Ministries. I don't think I will. I don't know. The bells are weird. A number of instruments of government are located here. The Horological Office, which regulates time across the Empire, the Office of Works, which ensures the jobs no one else can be bothered with are done, and the Ministry of Public Decency, which curates the notion of Britishness, quote-unquote, with the same care as a lepidopterist uses to pin a butterfly to a board. They have a shop. That's nice. I can buy a couple. They also have Augmentations, which is very nice. It's basically the same as London. And we have the same ships as well. Okay. So here we are in the Ministries. So the Ministry of Public Decency, a huge horseshoe-shaped building of white stone, white columns, clocks, and iron gates. Inside, its walls are paneled with dark wood. Crimson carpets, worn by frequent passage, flood the floors. Within its cubby-hole offices, auditors toil to protect the sensibilities of Londoners here in the heathen sky. Londoners, I believe is how it's pronounced. I'm gonna request an appointment regarding intelligence. The intelligence I've gathered. I don't think I have gathered much, but at least I'm gonna learn how I can be of use to the Ministry of Public Decency. Perhaps the Information Office would be interested in your recent reports. The congruous secretary gives you a brilliant smile. Well, that sounds entirely opposite. Take a seat, dear. She writes a note and inserts it into a pressurized delivery tube by her desk. 15 minutes later, a genial auditor arrives, a portly fellow with white, wispy mutton chops. Pleasure to meet you, Doctor. Let's go to my office, shall we? He leads you through labyrinthine corridors. A new bust of the Empress seems to wait around every corner. A huge... Oh no, that's back to the one. So now we can do that one. I can take tea. Oh, that's good. With the Genial Auditor. His office is small but comfortable. One wall is lined with books. Another holds a window with a small window box in which he appears to be growing decorative fungus. His office is poky. Its walls lined with leathered books. The clockwork sun glows in the window, rose gold in the smog. His window box holds a spray of decorative fungus. Interesting. It's the same description, but it's not the same description. He sits behind his heavy, many-drawer desk. Well, what can we do for you today? His wispy mutton chops quiver eagerly. Ask what the Ministry does exactly. He puffs out his cheeks. Clearly, he has a speech prepared. A mill makes grain. A factory makes, I don't know, socks and so forth. We, Doctor, make Britishness. A priceless commodity here in the heavens. It must be cradled, nurtured, and nourished. Without it, we will lose ourselves. He looks out of his window, unsettled. We are very small, do you see? And the sky is so very big. Okay, that goes back to that. Who determines what constitutes Britishness? I'm gonna ask a relevant question. But maybe I don't want to ask that right away. How does the Ministry pursue its task? You have heard of their zeal, of furnaces to which inappropriate books are committed, of corrections to venerable works like Shakespeare and the Bible, of their printing presses rattling out endless public information posters. Firstly, with the truth, which is not, I must make clear, the same as facts. Facts can point to anything, but the truth is straightforward. It puts us on the right path. Secondly, by respecting and preserving our traditions. They are not quaint, they are not outmoded, they are tried and tested. After all, they brought us here, didn't they? So, who determines what constitutes Britishness? I'm gonna say it's the Empress. Why, we do! In consultation with the most impeccable sources. He indicates the beautiful books on his shelves with a smile. Spencer? Tennyson? Blake? Payne? You ask? Hardy? No, wait. He's still talking. No, I ask Payne. Hardy? Mary Prince? No. He frowns. No, not them. Okay. So, what does the Ministry consider an enemy, without a question mark? What threats imperil Albion? Oh, the obvious, of course. Revolutionaries, rebels, strikers, the morally depraved, those who besmirch her renewed majesty's good name. God save her. He rubs his chin thoughtfully. But there are newer, more seditious dangers, too. We stand in the vault of heaven, and we must defend our way of life against the enticements of the new. A thing is not more precious because it is strange. People forget that. Is it not? Well, 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 I guess that's that. I'm gonna bid him a good day. Toodaloo, he calls after you, turning his attention back to a fresh manuscript on his desk. He tuts and takes out a pot of black ink and a heavy pen. Well, there it is. So I can deliver my port reports to the Genial Auditor, which I will not be doing. And taking tea apparently didn't reduce my terror, which is a shame. What about the Office of Works? The Office of Works is a bustling bureaucratic enigma. Behind its red-bricked flanks labor numberless clerks and surveyors. What mysteries lurk within its memoranda, its checks, and its receipts? What exactly are its eponymous works? No one is sure. But in a draughty loading bay, an unflappable foreman purchases supplies to complete outstanding work orders. So I can offer my services, which I don't have work orders. Provide the foreman's requirements to earn payment. Let's see. He sniffs and leaves through. Is that how? Oh, right. Makes sense because the verb is to leaf, and it wouldn't be the plural of the noun leaf. Anyway, he leaves through a dog-eared ledger. The Officer of Works, God bless, very particular requirements, very particular. Let's have a look. He's probably Cockney or something, I don't know, in the accent. So, yeah. So I can ask if there are other opportunities available. Here we go. Order 8446-D. D? Oh, right, the letter, of course. I need that. Interesting. I don't have that. This place doesn't have a bank. I wish it did, because otherwise I would have that. Let's see. The foreman sighs heavily. He consults his ledger, flipping each page with an irritated finger and scowling. If you dislike the current work order, this will request a different one. You can only make such a request every 15 days. Let's find out how that goes. Is there any other opportunities available? Well, I don't know. I really don't know. Orders are strictly meant to be done in priority order. Don't like bending the rules like this, I must say. Where will the Empire be? His rumbling continues, punctuated by the sharp turn of pages. So did I actually... I think I got... So that's the order. Oh, I see. That didn't get any better. I see. Take my leave. Interesting. I wonder if the order got added. I don't think it did. Huh. The foreman turns his attention to a pallet of crates destined to St. Dominic's station. Hurry up! These have got to make the 12:15. Cheerio! How about the Royal Horological office? Tick, tick, tick. Horological means hourly. That's where the word comes from. Or in what pertains to hours. Anyway, Albion's heartbeat. Clocks of diverse size and shape line the walls of this small gray office. Each is meticulously tuned by the royal horologists and inspectors as practice for the thankless, complex task of ensuring the consistency of time across Her Renewed Majesty's territories. There's a lot of things about here. Let's speak to the chief horologist. The H is quite important, because otherwise that's a different thing altogether. He sits lunched in a thick gray blanket, his crow-like stare fixed on a disassembled clock. Its gears are almost too small for the eye to see.
Times change, I have heard. Well, not if I have any say in it.
He reaches for a pair of tweezers, the pincers barely thinner than a human hair.
The time in London must be the time in Brabazon, in Warlebury, sure, in New Winchester, in Lustrum, to the second. It is the privilege and duty of this office to ensure that continuity, he sniffs, a task that was considerably easier before we began spending hours like shillings and sixpences. Now it might be yesterday in one place and next week in another. It's most untidy.
I'm gonna look at the clock of Albion from this side. It is a polished wonder of valves, pendulums, and cogs working in perfect harmony. Only the finest engineers were permitted to work on it. Every component is encased in polished glass. The hands sharp enough to slice paper slide between the exquisitely carved numerals with buttered smoothness. Only the second hand is permitted to jump from one moment to the other. From moment to moment, rather, and it does so with the precision of a military march. That's just for tourists, of course. Tourists, he says. He grumbles, a bleary-eyed... No, this is not him. That's an apprentice, a bleary-eyed apprentice. Albion time is really based on the old tick-tock man's pocket watch. He keeps us straight, except that time on his 19th birthday, when he had one too many and the whole of Albion lost 2 hours. Yeah. Examine the array of clocks. They all have the names of ports within Albion and the Reach. Lustrum, Brabazon, Port Prosper. Despite the vast distances involved and the complicating effects of local hour usage, all the clocks show the same time. Each of London's That's not very... You just have all the clocks showing the same time. That's not... There's no despite there. You can do that for anything. You can label them whatever you like. It's the same clock. It's the same time. Anyway, all the clocks show the same time. Maybe that's the sort of commentary here, is that they have a bunch of clocks that all show the same time. Each of London's territories is expected to run on Albion Standard Time, but London is a long way from them. Despite being a commandment from the Empress's own lips, it is a law more often breached than observed. I don't actually know why they would even have time at all. I mean, the 24-hour day. Do they still have the 24-hour day? Because I didn't observe that. Anyway, ask about the nature of hours. Their use remains poorly understood. The chief horologist doesn't bother to hide the weariness in his voice. No, despite the imaginative claims of certain penny dreadfuls, hours can't take you back to yesterday, nor leapfrog tomorrow. But with the use of hour looms, a week's journey can be made to take a day, or a prisoner can endure the 10 years of his sentence while only 1 year passes outside his cell. A work world can perform a month's labor in a week. A lifespan can be stretched. The Empire Doctor runs on hours. Not just anyone can become a royal horologist. I'm gonna ask about employment here for me to become one. The chief horologist looks surprised at your inquiry. Horologists tend to be cut from a specific cloth, a rather grayer fabric than that worn by a skyfarer. However, you have the right to take the examination if you wish. He blows the dust off a textbook and bids you sit down. No calculation devices or writing implements are permitted. Which reminds me that I grew up with teachers telling me that I needed to learn how to, do math by hand or by head, because I wouldn't have I couldn't do it in the calculator, because when I grew up, I wouldn't have a calculator with me all the time, now would I? And they would sometimes say, you won't have a calculator in your pocket all the time, will you? Yes, I grew up in the 90s, so they didn't know cell phones, basically. And the same goes for maps. The same goes for pretty much everything. But because I also learned how to use maps. You won't have a GPS locator in your pocket, but that was later. Anyway, so the chief horologist peers over the book. If the current time in Perdurance is exactly 17:15 of the clock... Oh, that's where it comes from, the o'clock, I think. And the time in Albion is 18:34. What, pray tell, is the current time in Lustrum? Hurry up. Well, Is Perdurance a map? Perdurance is a map, isn't it? In Albion is 1834, then in Lustrum it's 1834. Yeah, Perdurance is a map. We haven't been there. Let's say that. That is your answer? Very well. We shall continue. The answer is written down. And now a tricky one, perhaps. The chief horologist coughs. The train from the Brabazon work world arrives at 11:30 in London. The current time shown on the master Brabazon clock is 14:30. If the train took exactly 1 hour to take the journey, it does not, of course. I merely offer this as a hypothetical for the sake of testing. What was the accurate time of its original departure from the work world? Oh. Wait, what? So the train from the Brabazon work world arrives at London at 10:30. The current time in the train was 14:30. So what exactly... So if the train took exactly 1 hour to make the journey, what was the accurate time of its original departure from the work world? So that's about time dilation here. But I don't know how much dilation works. So this is 1 hour, this is 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I can offer a bribe. I am gonna say 4 hours. 10:30. You pause for a moment before writing your answer down. Interesting, very interesting. You wait patiently for several minutes, but the third question doesn't seem to be coming. The chief horologist's eyes have drifted closed. A thin string of drool dribbles from his otherwise dry lips as he snores. I'm gonna gently nudge the chief horologist. The fellow must be pushing 100. Of course. Excuse me. He glances at your answers. Well, you seem to have the idea. No point going through the other 248 questions. Congratulations, you are now officially a royal horologist. Apprentice 3rd class. He pauses. Speaking of which, I have an assignment for you. Temporal inconsistency, a suitable test of your practical skills. Take this pocket watch. It is both your badge of office and your compass, pointing to the correct time. Wear it proudly. Keep it well wound. Do not get it wet. The smaller gears are quick to rust. You make gears out of iron? Shouldn't make gears out of iron, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they don't. I think there might be a misstep in the writing there. I'm pretty sure clocks are not made of iron inside. They have other things, like tin, for example. Tin doesn't rust, and it's also pretty cheap. I'm not really sure if it's ideal, but anyway, you get the point. So there it is. We're now a neurologist, and I have I need to go to Magdalene. Okay, well, Magdalene's. So we have a thing, and we also have London right there. Oh yeah. So that's just the port. It didn't make my terror go down. I think I can lose my a little bit of my terror anyway in London. Although I don't think I could do that in New Winchester. So maybe I couldn't. Or maybe I can't. That's one of the nice ones, right? Good for the lungs, Captain. He nails the smog. The vagabond did. Oh, I didn't notice that the first time around. I don't know if he did that the first time around. Let's see if I can lose my my terror a little bit. So the princess. Oh right, she opened the saloon. No, she didn't. You jerk. Let's go with the bazaar. The Fulminous Festivities, fireworks for Parliament. Where is that? East of London. That sounds lovely. What is that? 3 carefully packed crates of sufficiently dangerous munitions. I have none, but I'll get them. So if I find them anywhere, I'll have some. So I can buy a couple of these, and then I have these. I do have some. It's just not. Oh wait, I have 2 of these now. Oh, we did the bug. Oh, it's still not fixed. Ah, well. Well, we're out half of the day, so I will fix that in between episodes, which all you need to do is just leave the game, and it will get fixed. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sunless Skies. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.